Let's read together Conversations with God. And God says, do you really think things were better 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago? I say memory has poor vision. You remember the good of it, not the worst of it. It's natural, it's normal. But don't be deceived. Do some critical thinking and not just memorizing what others want you to think. To stay with our example. Do you really imagine it was absolutely necessary to drop the atom bomb on Hiroshima? What do you American historians say about the many reports by those who claim to know more about what really happened? That the Japanese Empire had privately revealed to the United States its willingness to end the war before the bomb was dropped. How much of a part did revenge for the horror of Pearl Harbor play in the bombing decision? And if you accept that dropping the Hiroshima bomb was necessary, why was it necessary to drop a second bomb? It could be, of course, that your own account of all this is correct. It could be that the American point of view on all this is the way it actually happened. That is not the point of this discussion. The point here is that your educational system does not allow for critical thinking or these issues, or very many other issues for that matter. Can you imagine what would happen to social studies or history teacher in Iowa who asked a class to the above question, inviting and encouraging the students to examine and explore the issues in depth and draw their own conclusions? That is the point. You don't want your young ones drawing their own conclusions. You want them to come to the same conclusions that you came to. Thus, you doom them to repeat the mistakes to which your conclusions led to. Then Neil asks, but what about these statements made by some people, so many people, about old values and the disintegration of our society today? What about the incredible rise in teen births or welfare mothers or our world run amok? God responds, your world has run amok. On this I will agree. But your world has not run amok because of what you have allowed your schools to teach your children. It has run amok because of what you have not allowed them to teach. You have not allowed your schools to teach that love is all there is. You have not allowed your schools to speak of love, which is unconditional. Hell, Neil says. We won't even allow our religions to speak for that. Then God responds, that's right. And you will not allow your offspring to be taught to celebrate themselves and their bodies, their humanness, and their wondrous sexual selves. And you will not allow your children to know that they are first and foremost spiritual beings inhabiting a body. Nor do you treat your children as spirit coming into bodies. In society where sexuality is openly spoken of, freely discussed, joyously explained, and experienced, there is virtually no sexual crime. Only a tiny number of births, which occur when they are not expected, and no illegitimate or unwanted births. In highly evolved society, all births are blessed, and all mothers and all children have their welfare looked after. Indeed, the society would have it no other way. In society where history is not bent to the views of the strongest and most powerful, the mistakes of the past are openly acknowledged and never repeated, and once is enough for behaviors which are clearly self-destructive. What are your thoughts? This is a channeled message. For those of you who are not familiar with psychic writing, that is a type of channeling. And this is what God has to say about those of us who still think that we've got to remain true to old ways when it's never worked. Where we're still sentimental about the old systems and the old traditions and try and to raise our children through fear. and control? Let me know in the comment section.